Scott, it's Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. Last Tuesday morning, started last Tuesday morning at 9:30 when I was dropped up at 4006 Dewey. The driver dropped me off, but he parked too close to the edge of the sidewalk with the bus. He parked too close to the edge of the driveway, and he made it very difficult to get off the lift. And then he told me, "Oh, Jamie, be careful, we're gonna get stuck." But I'm also legally blind, okay? I'm also legally blind. So I drove the chair off and I got stuck because I couldn't stop fast enough because it's icy and all this too. And I'm also legally blind. So I got stuck in the snow and he's getting after me for getting stuck. And somebody was passing, but the driver wasn't willing to call for help. Like, he wasn't willing to call for help. So I saw the pedestrian on the sidewalk and I called him over to help us. I had to call him. The driver didn't even call him. I called him over. So that's when that started. Is when that morning, on Tuesday morning, when the driver who dropped me up at 4006 Dewey at 9:30 for my doctor's appointment, the driver was kind of harsh with me about driving off the edge. He said, "Oh, I told you not to get stuck." And it's like, I can't help it. The chair got stuck and I'm legally blind. And so I have trouble seeing some things. So so that started that. And then when the driver picked me up, at the end of the day, that driver picked me up at 4 o'clock, the driver I had the disagreement with, I already was getting out of an appointment with, I had to move my body around. I was in a lot of pain already and all this when that driver did that, when I had that incident with the driver. And there's no excuse for what I did, but I was already dealing with that pain in my shoulder and having the disagreement in the morning with the driver from the morning. So so I'm just saying is that incident should never happen. But when I said to the driver, when the driver told me to sit in the second spot, I don't mind sitting in the second spot if I have to. But I've been on a bus this past week. I was on a bus where the driver put me in the main spot and he could get 2 wheelchairs by me, electric one, and a manual chair by me when I was sitting in the first seat. So those are examples you need to tell drivers that you can get it by. But I felt like that driver was racist because before my time in Regina, I heard a lot of stories from people living in Regina before I even moved here that first bus drivers were racist. And that's what I felt like with that driver. I felt like he was racist to me because I'm First Nation and I felt racist against me. So that's what he mean. I felt like he was racist against me. And that's what he mean. I felt like he was racist against me. So when we had that argument, I felt there was racism because I could feel, when I got on that bus, I could feel the vibes. If it wasn't winter, Scott, I would have got off the bus. I would have got off the bus right then and then. Because I wasn't going to argue with a driver over sitting in the back. Because I was already in a lot of pain. And the reason why I sit in the first spot is because the incident back in Saskatoon, many years ago when I lived in Saskatoon, First Canada ran the service from 1999 until 2004 in Saskatoon. They ran the service there. So I know from experience. So one time we were driving, we hit a bump so hard, I think it was a back alley or somewhere, we hit it so hard, I was about 5 inches off my seat, high enough. And then when I'm on the street, when I'm driving my chair, or I've heard from friends and people around Regina, they have seen first bus drivers driving so fast. And that's another reason why I will not sit in the back of the bus. Is if they're driving that fast, I'm not going to sit there. I already have a bad back from the incident with first bus in Saskatoon. So I've heard incidents. So I feel like that driver was racist against me. So I am saying he's racist. And I mean it. He was racist. I felt he was racist. And the way he treated Sean, like there's nothing wrong. Like he treated he treated that other customer he picked up at the museum like there's nothing wrong. Like he treated like there's nothing wrong. Like, and Shauna had a shorter distance to go. So I don't understand why I had to sit in the back when that guy had a shorter distance to go. He just put me in the back when I had a bit of longer distance to go. Yeah. So that didn't make sense. So yeah. I felt like that driver was racist against me because I know from experience from even living before I even moved to Regina in 2010. I've heard from friends who used to ride paratransit back then. And they have told me they were different cutters and they told me they were different culture and different, cutters, different people. And they told me there were drivers that were racist against them. Yeah. So that's what I mean. And also, Scott, I didn't like the way I got treated by Judy on Monday afternoon. Judy used to say hi. She just said nothing to me. I didn't like the way Judy treated me. So I'm making a complaint against Judy as well. The manager. The supervisor for First Bus. Yeah, I didn't like the way Judy treated me that day. She didn't even say hi or anything. I said hi and she didn't even say hi. Like, give me a break. You don't even know what really happened. You're taking your driver's side when you don't even know what happened in that incident. When you haven't even seen the video. I might have got a little bit upset. But you know what? When you're being treated, like when you're already in pain from your treatment from the ultrasound, you're already in pain. And then that morning, a driver kind of got after you for driving off the edge of the ramp. Of course, you're already having a bad day. There's no need for my accent, but you know what? There needs to be, and all I told the driver was, I would just report him. That's when he said, "Oh, Jamie, you're a complainer." And I've heard you're a complainer. And it's like, how does he know I'm a complainer, Scott? How does he know I'm a complainer? Okay? Thank you. How does he know I'm a complainer? Have a great day. Bye-bye.